Okay, so the reason why I want to bring this princess cut to the light today again is that I've been receiving a lot of message people asking me how did I cut princess does all the time, and there's always 1 inches extension on the middle. Why is it that there is always 1 inches extension down here and this place are the same? Okay, and today I think I have to explain that with the little time that I have. Okay, first of all, I'm going to start from here. As tailors, I'm not here to blame anybody or correct anybody. Everyone have their pattern, and a lot of people are doing better than me. I know it. Okay, a lot of people who come to this channel just come to get more experience. The same way I also go other places to grab some experience too and use it to teach. All right. Whatever it is you're doing, you're very good in it, but you just have to, try to change some things sometime the same way I do. Okay. And I'm going to advise you, if you want to cut, you need to understand that there are some part you have to add an alternative SS to in order to stop you from making mistake of cutting and joining in the end. Okay, sometimes you find out that some tailors they sew clothes, and by the time they release the clothes to the customer, the clothes will get older than the way it is before the customer brought the material. It's really going to look like an old material. And the two reasons why this kind of things happen is because for some reason there are some parts that when you're cutting, during your cutting process, you're supposed to add essence, but you didn't do it. But later on during the sewing process, you realize that, oh, this place have shrink and now I have to add material to it. And the funny thing about it is that some material come in a way that if you look at the pattern, there's no way you're going to join it that someone else will not notice that this thing there is joining here. And sometimes this kind of thing destabilize your work. It doesn't make it look good. And second reason is this: the reason why someone brought you a material and at the end of it the material look older than the way it's supposed to be is that when you sew and lose, you sew and lose, and you keep doing this constantly, doing the sewing process of this whole dress. If you keep sewing and losing every part of material, by the time you finish sewing, it's not under probability that the cloth will look old. It's definitely going to look old. So today I'm here to drop a lecture and also um clarify something about that material getting old of a thing, and I tell you the reason why. This is the whole reason. Okay, like for example, now this is the front of a princess cut. All right, it's not exactly what I'm going to cut with this material, but this is what princess darts look like. Okay, it's called princess dart because the joining end at the armpit area. You have a straight cut that the joining comes straight and end here on the shoulder, and then you have two-sided that the other side and this side are all the same. Okay, but princess cut is not the only breast dart. Is not the princess dart is not the only breast dart that you know here 1 inch will be longer than another. Some tailors can still cut this and it will be the same, and at the end of it, it's going to come out very great. Why? Because they are professional tailors. They believe that they cannot make mistake in the end. But me, let's just say I don't believe in myself like that. So I like to put down alternative in other places. Like for example, this is the shoulder now. From here to here is the shoulder. But by the time I finish joining this princess, that this ending here, this point here is not going to end here. It will end here because I added 1 inches. But this particular point here is all because I'm leaving this out in case there's any problem later in the day. Okay, but if I finish joining this one to this place and there is no problem, so I'm going to cut my armpit from here out straight. Okay, you don't need to I'm thinking, at least I'm giving an advice right now, that if you want to do a cutting process, there is no point for you to cut this particular part right now during the cutting process, except you trust yourself very well. But if you do that, you might end up joining this place and here will be very short. And when this shoulder wideness here and this chest area is very tight, if you fix hand, the person will not be able to lift their hand. And this is the reason why I put something like this. So at the end of the sewing, you don't end up cutting the chest area that will be very small for you. Okay, now come to talk about this 1 inches that we have here. Every dart, every kind of dart, we have this 1 inches if you want to follow my pattern. All right, but if you want to follow any other pattern, you can make it the same. There's no problem. I just want to clarify this for people who have curiousness about why there is always 1 inches extension around here. First of all, this is one thing we need to look into. Let's use these statistics now. For example, if this is a raising track, okay, let's just say this is a raising track. From here coming up straight to this place is a raising track. So we have someone standing here and we want the person to run all the way to this place. Okay, and at the same thing, we also have someone who is standing here, and this is also a raising track coming like this. Okay, so now if this raising track, this line here and this line are the same, okay, now we're going to have the first person standing here. Instead of here, he's not standing here, he's standing here, and this one also is standing here. So if this person is going to run all the way from here to this place, and this person also is going to run all the way from here to this place, it's not going to be fair. Okay, because why? Instead of this person to run straight and get to their own destination early, this person will get there first. Why? Because there is this hill up around here, so this person is going to have to move from here and come round all the way to this place. Why? This person just have to start from here and run to this particular point. But what happened now if this person starts from here and the first person start from here and the second person start from here, and they have to run the same race with the same strength? They are definitely going to end here at the same time. Okay, why? Because it is now fair. Now there is a hill up here. That's the reason why this person is starting from here. This one, there is no hill up. The journey is almost like it is straight from this point to this point, and that is the reason why we have to bring this person back to this place. Okay, so now during the journey process, if you start joining princess darts now, and you have to start from here, and remember, if you want to join any kind of breast dart, you need to make sure you start from downside. The other side is going to, if you want to join the first side, is going to start from down. If you want to join the second side, is going to start from down. Why? Because if there's any mistake that have to come up, like maybe something is, a place have to be shorter than each other, the whole situation is coming up here. But if you start joining one from here and you join the other side starting from up here, thinking that you want it to be convenient for you during journey process, that's the reason why people wear breast dart, and they will tell you that one has shifted from the other. It's not balanced. Why? Because one has gone up and the other one has gone down. All right, but if you start your both journey from here, these 2 points, there will be no problem. If there's any misunderstanding, is going to be up here. Okay, and your nipple measurement that you have here right now will match with here. Okay, this is the nipple measurement. By the time you bring this one down to this place, now the nipple measurement will shift here. But if you start from up here, the nipple measurement will not shift down. The nipple measurement will remain here, which means it might not be the measurement that you want it to be. It might be bigger than it. Why? Because here is narrow, and as it's coming up, it's getting wider. I'm talking about the middle right now. Okay, so this is the reason why we have princess dart. I cut princess dart, and this extension is right here. I don't know how this explanation is working for you, but I just have to come on video and just do what I can do for the people who are asking the same question over and over again. Okay, so now this is the princess dart. If you also want to cut a dart that a straight dart, there are some darts that they are not princess dart, just a straight dart like this. In that case, this princess dart is not coming here, it will be coming this way. All right, that's when you cut shoulder direct. All right, that one also you have to make here longer than each other. This one have to be longer. Okay, because I know as I'm talking to you now, you are having this problem all the time. You have this problem. You cut princess dart the same length. The downside, you cut it the same length. By the time you join it, you find out that right here, instead of this particular one that I extend out to be longer, it will not be longer. Instead, this one will be the one that will be longer. If the person wear the princess that later, there might be a fault on it. Okay, except it's just someone who don't pick things and say, oh, why does this have this here, why does this have this there? There are a lot of customers that don't care about that. They just want to wear something and make sure it fits. But if you keep having problem with your breast dart, that's the wrong place where a tailor is supposed to be having problem. A tailor is not supposed to be having too much problem with breast dart. It's supposed to be something that is supposed to be normal. Other place can have issues. Someone can tell you, my cloth is too big, I want you to make it tight. Someone can tell you, my cloth is too tight, I want you to make it, you know, bigger. But breast dart is not supposed to be that way. The only breast dart that does not have to be longer than each other is two-sided breast dart. Okay, but in case you don't know what that looks like, I'm just going to, put the sketch on the cloth. Okay, you see this right now. This is the only breast that the downside have to be the same. Maybe this will make you understand the princess dart better now. The reason why they have to be the same is because if you start joining from here to up here, there will be no any mistake, except it's your machine that shrink the lower part of the material. But if you cut this two-sided breast dart right now, okay, you're definitely going to have the same joint up here. Why? Because they are the same thing. And this, if you know how to cut this kind of two-sided breast dart very well, is very, very good, because you, with this kind of breast dart, you can always cut your neck. When you're cutting the neck, you can extend the neck into the next body if you want. If you don't want it, you can just cut here. You can use it to cut any other thing you want. All right, so this is the only breast that you can cut, and the both side will be the same. And when some people want to cut it, they just fold it into two, and then they mark it this way, and they cut everything the same. But in princess dart, you don't do that. You have to mark the middle separately and then the side separately. So I hope this explanation helps you guys. All right, if there's any question, my comment is always open. You can always go out there and check it out and drop a message, and I'll reply you with little time I have.